Scholars.
What's up, people? It's your boy Law the Outlaw. You are now watching another episode of Hood Scholars. And today, I got a big homie in the building, dndSection, man. It's been a journey to get this guy up in here, man. He's a very busy individual. But it's only right, man. He has a lot of things going on. You know, you're a breath of fresh air, you know, in the music scene of Atlanta for sure.
Appreciate that, bro.
So for those that don't know you, can you introduce yourself real quick?
dndSection by way of Lagos, Nigeria. But yeah, dndSection. Holding down Lagos, Nigeria and Atlanta. So yeah.
For sure. So when did you actually, were you originally born in Lagos?
Yeah, I was born in Nigeria and then I came here in 2006.
Okay, so how old were you?
I came here when I was 9.
So what was that transition like?
It was weird because like,
you kind of already adjusted?
Not really. Like I was just getting, you 9, like, so you just getting adjusted
to your regular culture, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? To everything going on, and then you come here, and then it's just like a whole other shit that was going on. Like it was different, and then you already an outcast because you're not from there.
Right? Did you come directly to Atlanta?
Yeah, I came straight to Atlanta. I was on the north side, Sandy Springs area.
Okay, so like, is that kind of where you matriculated through Atlanta, like where you went to high school and things?
Yeah, that's where I went to high school, everything. Until like my last 3 years of high school, I went to like a private school.
Okay, that's hard. What position you played?
I played like power forward, small forward.
You was nice?
I was good, man, but I had bad knees, bro. I had bad knees, man. It's just caught up to me. I grew too fast with my shit.
I feel that. Did you ever have aspirations like playing college ball or anything like that?
Yeah, I thought I would walk on. I actually went to Valdosta to try and walk on, but I couldn't try till the next year. Yeah. And I was just like,
were you doing music at that time?
Yeah, that's when I was always doing music. I was doing music in high school. I was doing music in middle school. I was always doing music. But then like in Valdosta, that's when I really like figured it out.
Okay, what was the trigger like? Was it like the situation on basketball? Or?
Nah, I don't even think that. I think it was I don't even know, man. Like I just spent a lot of time. You know, it was crazy because I spent a lot of time. I had a roommate originally, and then my roommate moved out. Me and him wasn't getting along and shit.
Right.
And then I just had my room by myself and wasn't shit else to do but try and do something. And then I linked up with one of the homies, and then one day he took me to these random nigga spot. Like I was coming out of high school, I didn't even really smoke weed back then, nothing. Like, and
I was a swag because you got the jerk.
Nah, man, it was cool. Bro, back then, I don't even know, man. I probably in some fucking Chelsea boots or some shit, some corny shit. And I don't know, he took me over there and it was just these random dudes, this random crazy tatted up white guy named Todd, a nigga with like green dreads on some Uzi shit. And they put me on so much music. They put me on Uzi, they put me on Kodak, because I spent 3 years in Rome, Georgia. Like,
so what was your music palette like prior to
I don't even know. I was probably listening to like Travis, Kanye, Drake, like real basic.
Hype beat shit, like.
Yeah, not hype beat shit. Nah. I was on Travis before niggas even knew who Travis was, because me and my boys, because we were like fans of Kanye, and I was a big fan of T.I., so I was hearing about him originally when T.I. started talking about Travis.
Which I didn't even know that T.I. and Travis had a relationship.
Yeah, he was signed to Grand Hustle at one point. So I was a big Grand Hustle fan. So back then, so I used to so when he signed to Grand Hustle, I was like, oh, that's fire.
Yeah.
So like,
that's
probably what I was listening to back then. But I got to them and they put me on like Kodak, Uzi, and this is Uzi like 7 a.m. freestyle, like
real early.
Like real early. Even Kodak real early as well, like skirt early type shit.
Yeah, for sure.
And they put me on that, and then they would just make music. They would smoke all day and make music. They would smoke, take Adderalls, pop Xans, and make music.
Were you dndSection at that point, or?
No, I was dndSection.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was just dndSection. It was weird. I think going into Valdosta, I was like low flow X or some bullshit like that. And then when I got to Valdosta, I was dndSection.
Okay, that's hard. So what made you decide to add a DND to it?
I was just like, I think one thing is that I figured out I never knew what the D&D thing meant originally, because I remember like I would always text this girl or call her, try and FaceTime her, and she'd be like, oh my bad, my phone's on D&D. And at the time, I think this is when I was transitioning from like a BlackBerry to an iPhone. So I was dumb late. Like I'm African, so you gotta come in with the BlackBerry first.
For sure.
Yeah, on the BBM thing. People know the vibes. And like my phone was always on D&D, and I was like, yo, that's so far. And I was like just the name itself and just the like abbreviation of it, I was like, that's so hard.
Yeah, do not disturb section.
Yeah, and I just thought like, bro, like that's really how I live. Like I just kind of be in my own space,
sure.
Like just do my own thing, and then when people see me, they see me, and it's just like D&D is kind of like not letting people get into and affect your energy, because like you never want people to throw off your energy. So if you're on D&D and you're not even letting like bad energy affect you, then like you know what I'm saying, you can always have your own mindset, and that mindset is the section, which is your physical form. So like the D&D is like supposed to be like your mental state, and the section is like my physical form. You know what I'm saying? So I'm section, but my mind state is
on D&D.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
I did. I like the correlation. Like
yeah.
That's hard. That's definitely hard. So you know, on Apple Music, you're listed as an alternative artist. So can you explain what that means to you, and why are you listed as an alternative artist? Because bro, you got bars. You got bars for sure. So what was the inspiration behind that? I kind of might have an idea, but for the people at home who may not be in tune, what's going on?
I mean, I'm African, so that African root.
Just had to put it on real quick.
Yeah, it's just like, it's not even just putting on. It's just like it's a part of me. So like, for me not to accept it is like it's like telling me like it's like telling water that it's Kool-Aid. You know what I'm saying? Like, be Kool-Aid instead of water, and you're actually water. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
It's like you got it. It's just a part of me, and I just have to embrace it. But then at the same time, I got the influence here. You know, I spent half my life there, half my life here, consistently back and forth. So alternatively, like, you know, hip hop's not really the main genre in Africa. It's Afrobeat. You know what I'm saying? And after that, it's probably more soulful things. I don't think hip hop is probably like third or fourth biggest category in Africa. It's not a big thing, except if like it's a major song.
Right.
So that's a part of it. And on top of that, I grew up listening to weird shit. Like I grew up listening to like people like Mike Posner, Kid Cudi.
Oh yeah, Posner.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like people like that who were just weird, and they would do weird like. But then I would also listen to like Isaiah Rashad. I would listen to T.I., Outkast. I was listening to a bunch of weird shit. Sade, everybody. Like I was listening to everything.
You was like Action Bronson.
Hey, bro, even I was a fan of Joey Badass, so I had to, you know, like Pro Era Capital.
I went to the Summer Nights tour.
You know, I'm telling you, even like I went to the Dollar Dream for J. Cole. I think it was like where you just had to stand in line and wait, and then you pay $1.
On viral on Twitter.
Yeah, that shit was crazy. That was like the first thing that made me pay attention. Oh yeah, it was perfect, bro. Classic songs. Like if you had to be a real J. Cole fan, I love it. And then if you didn't know his songs, like me, I knew some of them, I didn't know all of them. It made you go back to like the warm up, like Friday Night Lights. Cause you can't. Like, yeah, I'm telling you, man. I'm a big Cole fan. I love Cole.
For sure. Who do you feel like are some international artists that have done a good job of, you know, representing where they come from as well, but also being not staying in that box? You know what I'm saying? Because it's like you represent well where you come from, but I know a lot of artists who may be from areas that are international. Sometimes they just like assimilate to the American culture, and you don't really hear that in their music and things of that nature. So like, who do you feel like are some artists that do a good job of, you know, doing what you do?
There's a lot of good people. Like, you know, Burna Boy is real big right now. He's really dope. So, and he's kind of like transitioned to where he's still being himself, and then he's pushing into culture as well. But he's also like still got a little Western influence and stuff like that. So Burna Boy, Santi, guys like that, they've done a really good job.
Okay, let's jump into a little bit of the music. So in the song you guys called Brand New, you talk about like how times used to be and how you had to leave like a couple behind. Can you just break that down because you know you said it was the section, then you became dndSection. You know what I'm saying? So like, is that a little bit of correlation? What's going on?
Nah. That was just like a situation where I had Brand New was just like kind of like me. I used to fuck with some people and I just stopped fucking with them, and the niggas was putting forward some energy, and I was just like, I'm not gonna make no diss track. I'm just gonna catch a vibe and let niggas know how I feel. Really, it wasn't even nothing about the name or nothing. For me, it was all about just sometimes just how I feel.
So, like, is your music often the music that you put out often based on how you feel?
Yeah, all of it. It's not. I don't ever go into anything like, oh, let's go and make a song like this. Like, I can't do that. Like, that's not how my creative process works. I gotta be like, yo, let's just make some shit, play some melodies. If I feel it, I feel it.
How often do you record?
As much as I can. Probably like, I'm weird. I can go like 3 months in a row every day, all night. but then I can go like a month of just chilling and then sporadically writing music and shit. Cause I like to give myself space to like breathe and take in new experiences and then go back. So right now I'm just like I'm chilling. I'm not really worried too much about recording.
That's hard. It's hard. So you actually just came off a pretty large tour before, all this crazy stuff happened. So what was that like? Because you're originally from Nigeria, right?
Yeah.
So what was that like being able to go back home and get paid to perform in front of like
people,
your home, like home your soil? You know what I'm saying? Like
no, that's definitely special because that's like it's humbling. You know what I'm saying? Because it's people like you, people with similar experiences. People who have the same traditions, same cultures, because being like from Nigeria and Lakers especially, like we're very culture oriented and family oriented. So being around people that your little cousins might be like my little cousins listen to my music, all these type of people coming out to my shows, showing love, like.
So you had actually like family in the crowd going crazy.
Yeah, my little cousins, they love the shit.
Oh, damn.
My little cousins, they love it. They love it for real.
Do you ever think about like some of your messaging and your music and stuff like that? Cause they
I think, of course, man. My mom tells me I gotta watch out for it. I say I don't really talk about drugs and shit.
Yeah. I feel like you're doing a good job of keeping your.
It's just letting your emotions. Like, if I'm mad, I'm gonna make a song like that. If I feel like it's fuck somebody, fuck you, then I'm gonna make a song like that. Cause at the end of the day, like it's real emotion. Like, the world, you're not gonna bullshit it. Like sometimes you get mad and you get to that point, and you know what I'm saying. Now that's me explaining that feeling you got in the song. And that's how you want to feel when you're working out. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And that's why that's the type of music I make. Or like, let's say I feel like I'm really in love, like I love somebody, and I want to make some shit and let them know I love them. Or if it's just like I'm down bad, or niggas just got some money. You know what I'm saying? Those different type of things.
For sure. Speaking of love, man, I let a few people know that I was going to interview you, and all the females wanted to know, like, are you in a relationship? They saw you drop the vlog, music video, last month, I think it was. Yeah. So, like, what's going on? And what type of women are you interested in? Like, what's going on?
I'm taken. I'm married. I'm locked up.
It's a lucky young woman out there.
I'm locked up. No, yeah, I'm lucky. So, yeah.
Okay, that's hard. So, is this like a recent,
Yeah, I've been with her for like 3 years.
Okay, so talk about that. Like, how has it been being able to have somebody like that where you can just, trust, confide in, like, as you going through, because it's like, bro, you going up. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're making strides, like, in good time. So how is it like having somebody you can just, like, that rock or whatever? Like, does it make it easier?
Well, it's like an advantage, man. I haven't told her today. I was like, yo, I'm blessed. The most important thing is, like, having a woman who cares about you and also prays for you. You know what I'm saying? Because if they really, because your mom prayed for you heavy, all that. And, I'm blessed enough to have a praying mother and her. You know what I'm saying? So it's like having that support and having somebody that's going to be like, yo, like, I don't know, just not you. Like, she knows me better than anybody. So if she feels like I'm not being myself, which it doesn't happen because I'm not like the other niggas.
Sure.
I don't lose myself.
Sure.
Like, I know she'll be quick to, like, tell me, like, yo, whatever, da-da-da-da-da. My girl from Chicago, man, so she got a little bite in her, so I'll be,
She gonna speak her mind.
You know what I'm saying? So, but it's good, man. I think it's an advantage, man, because, I think it helps the music, too, because, if I always tell people, like, it would be tougher for me to make a love song if I wasn't really in love. And that's why niggas feel the music, because it's like, oh, this nigga, I wouldn't say this if I didn't mean it. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, this is about somebody, like, you know what I'm saying? So when people hear it, they're like, oh, shit, okay, damn, man.
Speaking of that, you just dropped the record, Darling. Like,
facts.
That must be about
it's always about
lady. Okay. The visual for that was stupid, though. And you had who was the young lady that you had on the vocal?
Christelle, awesome artist.
How long y'all been working together?
We actually just linked up recently, man. We linked up, and it was our first time in the studio.
It be magic like that
sometimes.
Bro,
magic. She's like crazy talented, bro. She's dope, man.
You magic like that sometimes. The visual, you actually, like, only dropped it a week ago, but it's, like, almost already at 1,000 views.
Yeah,
so,
I think it's surpassed 1,000
like, how has it been just to constantly receive consistent support? You know what I'm saying?
It's good because
it's not fly by night. Like, everybody rocking with you every time you drop.
I think it's because I got a great team, man. I'm not gonna lie, man. Like, I got a great team. It's not like if I could take full credit or whatever, but that would just be selfish, bro. I'm just the face. That's it. You know what I'm saying? I got a great team behind me. I got great producers. I got great management. I got great like my guys that do my content that you see.
Y'all
They're
go
crazy.
stupid, bro.
They're crazy.
What is it?
Primacy.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you about it.
Bro,
Y'all go crazy.
Fire, like fire.
Crazy. Yeah.
And they're thinking on like, and we're not just thinking like, you know, most people, you do an idea, you're okay with it, you sit down. We're always thinking. You know what I'm saying? Which is one thing, it's like a think factor.
For sure. I heard you on the phone earlier before we started.
Yeah.
You was in work mode, like, bro, what's
exactly.
going on with this? How you feel about this?
Because, bro, I realized the more time of the day I spent effectively plotting, then I can get the best results at the end of the day.
Hey, man, y'all pay attention to what you said, man. Pay attention to what you said. All these people that's at home on quarantine, not doing anything, use your time wisely.
Effectively.
Yeah, use your time wisely, for sure. So one other thing I want to ask you about, you know, in hip-hop culture, you know, we got culture vultures.
Facts.
So, I'm not saying that any of these people I'm about to name are culture vultures, but people have said they're culture vultures, you know what I'm saying? So I'm just speaking for the people because it's a show where, you know, I speak for the people, you know what I'm saying? So how does it make you feel when you hear artists like GoldLink, Drake, and even Tory Lanez using sounds from your culture? Like,
man, we're black, man.
Okay.
We're black. Bro, the world is our culture. The thing is that, bro, we're nomadic people. We're like, you know, that's why human beings, we don't feel comfortable staying in one place for too long. Like, that's why being cooped up in the crib is making niggas go crazy, you know what I'm saying? Because people are used to moving around, you know what I'm saying? Like, we always making, you know, sometimes we're making left instead of a right and see some other shit we ain't see, and that shit is a new experience. So I think the world is just like our culture. So like, I don't think anybody's biting. I think everybody's just kind of like, they got influenced. Like if I hear something and I love the sound, like and I think I could catch a vibe in my own way, I'm gonna do it. Because GoldLink is doing it his own way, Drake is doing it his own way, Tory does it his own way. So I love all three of them. And I think like, if you feel a vibe, do it. You know what I'm saying? There ain't nothing wrong with it. But at the same time, it's just paying respect to the people doing it too. Like if you're gonna do it, then you know what I'm saying? If you're gonna come tap into a culture, you gotta be like, yo, shout out to these people in the culture they're like
who live by this.
Exactly, and who are the people that are really holding it down, and the reason I even was able to make this type of shit, you know what I'm saying? Which Drake did with like WizKid and stuff before. So yeah, as long as niggas are showing respect to the culture, it's all good.
For sure. What's some words that you live by?
No excuses. Hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard, bro. I'm telling you. My coach told me that when I was in 8th grade, and it stuck with me because I was never the most talented in anything, but I worked my ass off. So like, you could have a better voice than me, you could do whatever, you could sound like Mariah Carey, whatever. I don't give a fuck. You're not gonna work as hard as me because I'm a see how talented niggas is around me, and I'll be like, oh, bet, say less. I'm just gonna tap in. I'm gonna go crazy. That's it. Like, that's what I live by. It's just hard work. Because at the end of the day, as long as you're willing to outwork another man, that's all that matters.
Does your family kind of influence the way that your work ethic or anything that nature, like things that you want to do for your family or anything like that? Like,
yeah, no, my mom is a hard worker too. She started her own business, and she's always been a hard worker. Like my mom's always been like a super hard worker, like all night type shit, like with her business, because she's an event coordinator and floor designer. So she does like a lot of weddings and events, which is a big business.
Time consuming.
Very time consuming.
For that.
Exactly.
Yeah, for sure.
So yeah, no, my parents work hard. My pops works real hard too. Everybody works hard. So it's just like they influence me a lot. And then on top of that, like I'm very like I believe in God heavy. So like, and having a family that's very like faithful, like helps too as well, because you know it helps you like
stay balanced.
You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, like as long as people can see you a good person, then that's all that matters.
Yeah.
You feel me?
True enough, man. There's so much crazy stuff going on in the world right now, you know, with the corona and stuff like that. Has it affected anything that you got going on? I'm sure.
Yeah, I mean, like, it stopped work and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? Doing things is more of a risk now, you know what I'm saying? We're just taking precautions and stuff, but that's really, like...
What about family back at home? Because I know it's a
yeah, I mean, my family, that's what I was thinking the other day. I don't know when I saw see my parents, but hopefully all this shit slow down soon. I get the fly backs, you know.
Facts. Hopefully they're doing all right.
Yeah, they're doing good, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah, for sure. So look, man, we're nearing that close of the show, man. But on the show, it's called Hood Scholars, and on the show, we have these segments called Open Letter to the People. So, Open Letter to the People, you have the moment where you can speak to your fans, your haters, or you can even write a letter to yourself and come back and look at it, you know, a few months later, you know what I'm saying? Well, with that being said, like, the platform is now yours. Talk to the people, you know what I'm saying? Let them know what's going on.
Yeah, stick with me. It's worth it. I promise. That's it. It's worth it.
For sure, man. Do we got a name for the project that's about to drop yet?
Yeah, I got a name. I don't want to let people know yet because I want people to
Okay.
Yeah.
Do we have a date for when the project's dropping?
Yeah, I want people to know.
Okay. Okay, within the next month?
Soon.
All right. Man, y'all heard it here first. It's been my boy dndSection. You can follow him at
at dndSection. dndSection.
For sure, man.
Yes,
It's been another episode of Hood Scholars with your boy, Law the Outlaw. Until next time, for sure.